Hello students. Today we are going to learn part 3 Business Services chapter 4. In the last session we had studied about the insurance and banking and types of insurance, principles of insurance. Now we are going to talk about another services of business which are communication services. Communication services are helpful to the business for establishing the links and contacts with the outside world. Now, just imagine if there were no postal services, no telephone, no internet, or in short, no mode of communication, then business would have not been possible globally or even domestically within the country. So, communication with the outside world like suppliers, customers, competitors, it is very much necessary, and business cannot exist in isolation. So it has to communicate with others for transmission of ideas and information. And communication services need to be very efficient, accurate, and fast so that business functions can be taken care of smoothly. Now, when we talk about communication, we have postal services, that is Indian Post and Telegraph Department, which provides various postal services across India. And they are also providing these services to the whole country. And it has been divided into 22 postal circles. So these circles manage the day-to-day functioning of various head post offices, sub post offices, and branch post offices. And they also provide the various facilities like financial facility, wherein you can invest money into the postal department, and also mail services. Next one is telecom services. World-class telecommunication infrastructure is the key to rapid economic and social development of the country. So it is in fact the backbone of every business activity. In today's world, you cannot dream of doing a business without telecom service, or the absence of telecom infrastructure cannot help the business to run smoothly. So there have been far-reaching development in the convergence of telecom, IT, consumer electronics, and media industries worldwide. And new telecom policy framework of 1999 and broadband policy of 2004 were developed by the government of India. Though this framework, the government intends to provide both universal services to all uncovered areas or backward areas or rural areas, and high level services so that they can meet the needs of country's economy. Now, when we talk about telecom services, there are various telecom services like cellular mobile service, radio paging, fixed line, cable services, VSAT, and DTH service. So this was about communication. Now moving on to another business service without which business organization cannot be run smoothly, or without which the business is not possible, and that is transportation. So transportation companies provide services together with supportive and auxiliary services by all modes of transaction or transportation. Like let's say we have rail, road, air, and sea mode of transport, which helps in the movement of goods and international carriage of passengers. Now, in transportation, we have, as I said, that the major mode of transport are rail, road, air, and sea, without which globalization or global business internationally is not possible. After transportation, we have warehousing, which is another business service. The warehouse was initially viewed as a static unit for keeping and storing the goods in scientific and systematic manner, so as to maintain their original quality, value, and usefulness. Many a times it happens that business people or businessmen, they do not have their own warehouses because it requires lots of investment in terms of land and maintenance. So there are certain warehouse agencies which provide this storage facility to the business people. So whenever any production is done, they can directly, after the goods are produced, they can transfer their produced goods to the warehouse, for which they have to pay some amount of rent. And they can also get the insurance for their goods and services which are kept in the warehouse. So warehouse plays a major role by providing this facility to the manufacturer, and it provides and saves the time for the manufacturer. They are used by the manufacturers, importers, exporters, wholesaler, business houses, customs, etc. And when we talk about various types of warehouses, there are private warehouses which are operated, owned, governed, and controlled by the company itself, who's the owner of the company, and they handle their goods such as retail chain stores or multi-brand or multi-product companies. So when an individual is having their own private warehouse, or any businessman, they can also have their own private warehouse. The next one is public warehouse. Public warehouse can be used for usage of storage of goods by traders or manufacturers or any member of the public after the payment of storage fees. So this kind of warehouse are provided to those traders or manufacturers or businessmen who cannot afford to have their own warehouses. The government regulates the operation of these warehouses by issuing the license for them to private parties. The third type of warehouse is bonded warehouse. Bonded warehouse are licensed by the government to accept imported goods prior to the payment of tax and custom duty. Now, these are the goods which are imported from the other countries, and importers are not permitted to remove goods from the dock or the airport till the custom duty is paid. Next one is government warehouse. These are the warehouses which are fully owned, controlled, and managed by the government. So it is the government who manages them throughout the organization setup in the public sector. Like, let's say, for example, Food Corporation and Central Warehousing Corporation. These are the example of government warehouses. The another type of warehouse is cooperative. Now, some marketing cooperative society or agricultural cooperative society, they have set up their own warehouse so that the member of the warehouse can get the benefit at a lower price. Now, let's understand that what are the functions of warehousing. We had studied different types of warehouses: government warehouse, cooperative, private, public, and bonded. Now, let's understand that what are the functions which are carried on by this warehouse. First is consolidation. In this function, the warehouse receives and consolidates the materials or goods from different production plants and dispatches the same to particular customer on a single transportation shipment. Like, let's say, for example, whatever goods are manufactured, they are consolidated in the warehouse, and as and when the consumer demands, they are dispatched to them. Second one is break the bulk. The warehouse performs the function of dividing the bulk quantity of goods received from the production plants into smaller quantity. Like, let's say, for example, if the producers or manufacturer, they would have sent the goods in bulk. Let's say, for example, 10,000 units. Now, it is the warehouse which divides this bulk quantity into the smaller quantity. So these smaller quantity are then transported according to the requirement of the client to their places of business. The third function is stockpiling, wherein the warehouse is, we very well know that warehouse is the seasonal storage of goods to select businesses, and goods or raw materials which are not required immediately for the sale or manufacturing, then they are stored in the warehouse. Like, let's say, for example, there are certain seasonal goods or products like raincoats or umbrellas, which are used only during rainy season, but their production is done much in advance. So after the production, they are kept in the warehouse as a stock. Next is value added services. There are also certain value added services which are provided by the warehouse, like transit mixing, packaging of the goods, labeling of the goods according to the requirement of the client. So warehousing owner, they give this facility to the manufacturer that they do packing, labeling, and grading of their products according to the need. And next is price stabilization. Now, by adjusting the supply of goods with the demand situation, warehousing performs the function of stabilizing price, which means there are goods which are kept in the warehouse as a stock. So those goods are supplied only when there is a demand. So warehouses are helping to create a balance between the demand and supply. Next function is financing. Warehouse owners advances money to the owners on the security of goods and further supply the goods on credit terms to the customers. So in short, if you are a manufacturer and your goods worth rupees, let's say 10 lakhs, are lying in the warehouse of person X, then on that basis of the goods which are lying in his warehouse, you can raise the fund from the warehouse, or he can also advance you the money. Thank you very much. So in this session, we had covered about the all the different functions of warehouse, transportation, and communication. So to conclude, the different types of business services are banking, insurance, transportation, communication, and warehouse. Thank you.